Hey everyone, this is sysadmin Sean, and today on tools we use, we are going to do a bigger deep dive into VS Code. So stay with us and enjoy the ride. So I had a request from a commenter on YouTube. Thank you very much for the request, by the way. They wanted a more fleshed out VS Code tutorial covering more about what you can do with tutorial and things like that with VS Code. And so we're going to go through it all again real quick, and then we'll go through this really cool editor playground that comes in VS Code to let you practice some of these things. So if you remember, this is your Explorer. Here's where you can search and do replace and things like that. This is your source control area. So when you make changes to a Git file, like if I go in here and type blah, 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 we've made a change, right? We say we want to save that. Then it gets flagged over here as there were changes, and we can, discard them, open the file and take a look, all that kind of stuff. Commit and sync or commit and push those changes up to the repo, because we know that this is on the sysadmin Sean GitHub repo. We have run and debug. So if you are working in certain types of languages, VS Code can actually run your code to an extent and debug it for you, which is really handy. There's automatic debug for Node.js, and I can probably add more through extensions, which is the next piece. Extensions. See, here's a bash debugger. Let's just type in debug. PHP debug, native debug, tons of different debug. Now I am going to look for an Ansible language support. Let's see what this is. I just started working in Ansible today, and I'm really excited to do that. It looks like this would be a good add-on to start working in Ansible. So we will add it. We'll click install. And it's just that simple to install an extension to help you work on different types of code. You name the type of code, there's probably some sort of fantastic extension for it. There's Kubernetes stuff, glitch stuff, Kubernetes YAML formatting. Let me tell you, if you haven't been working in YAML, it's infuriating to me. I'm not any good at it yet, mainly because of the spacing. So, and then we've got, this is for Python testing, so that's really cool. I didn't even know I had that installed. Here is my Puppet toolbar to work on my Puppet modules and things of that nature, which I'm not really working on right now. Here's my PowerShell Command Explorer to help me get a much easier PowerShell environment available. I even have a terminal down here that runs in PowerShell. These are all the PowerShell commandlets that I have available. I believe these are just the default PowerShell ones, nothing like Power CLI tools added in or anything like that. And then down here, this is where we just added our Ansible. Welcome to Ansible Lightspeed for Visual Studio Code. Experience smarter automation using Ansible Lightspeed with Watson Code Assistant solutions for your playbook. So we could apparently attach the watching if we want to. Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Red Hat. Take all my information. But anyway, what I really want to show off is the editor playground. This is a really cool area that you can get to via the help screen. And it goes through some of the neat things you can do in VS Code. Now, some other editors probably have this as well, but I really like how VS Code kind of lays it out. So the first thing we're going to cover is multi-cursor editing. Using multiple cursors allows you to edit multiple parts of a document at once, greatly improving your productivity. Try the following actions in the code block. Box selection. Press any combination of shift down arrow, right arrow, left, or up to select a block of text. So let's see, shift up. We selected a block of text. You can also press shift alt while selecting the text with the mouse or drag mouse. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. There we go. We can select all 3 lines at once pretty easily. Add a cursor. Press Control Alt up arrow to add a new cursor above. Control Alt down arrow. So let's do that. And it's actually copying my text. Let's do an empty one. So there we go. Now we can do Alt plus click. There we go. So now we have all of these cursors to work with. And right multiple lines at once. Now you might be saying to yourself, why would you need to type the same line 5 or 6 times in a row? Well, there's at least one good reason to do it that I can think of, and that's for defining variables and parameters. In PowerShell, anyway, you can define a whole lot of your parameters up front in a PowerShell script, and most of them have a lot of the same information, but maybe you only need to change like 1 or 2 words in each line so that they are, meeting your needs. Right? So you lay out the base info of like param, open parentheses, mandatory, close parentheses. I forget the exact syntax. And you get all that typed in, and then you fill in each line with just the bit of code you need. Instead of retyping the same lines over or just doing copy and paste, you can just type them all at once instead of moving around all the time. We'll close this real quick. IntelliSense. So obviously this will detect stuff like that. Visual Studio Code comes with IntelliSense for JavaScript and TypeScript pre-installed. I believe you can install one for PowerShell, which is pretty handy, and probably a lot of other ones. So you can just kind of start typing anything you want to, and if you know what you're doing, it will probably help you move along, which is very cool. Line actions. So this is really neat too. Copy. So since it's very common to work with entire text in a line, we provide a set of usable shortcuts to help with this. Copy a line and insert it above or below the current position with shift off down arrow. So if we highlight this and we want to make a copy of it, bang. No control C, no control V. If we want to delete an entire line, control shift, I think this will get rid of 2. Oh, it didn't even get that one. There we go. So we highlighted a bunch of stuff and we can delete it with control shift and K. Very cool. Great way to work with your code really quickly. Oh, this one I really like too. So let's say you're working in this area here, right? Maybe you don't want to like click edit, click find replace, just hit F2 on the highlighted variable, and then you rename it, and then it does all of them at once. Super handy if you need to do a rename. You also have rename symbol in the right click context menu. So you can right click this and go to rename symbol, which is again F2, and just say book 3. And there it goes. It changed that one, and that one. Super cool. Formatting. Keeping your code looking great is hard without a formatter, good formatter. Luckily, it's easy to format text. So let's see. Using the entire document. Let's see here. Shift Alt. Supposedly that did formatting for us. Or Control K. Control K was pressed, waiting for a second keyboard. Control F. It looked pretty well formatted to me, but I don't know that much about formatting. Cold folding, this is really cool too. So this is the cold folding, right? It just tucks it all in. So maybe you want to make sure that your header and your slash header and your footer and your slash footer and your div all kind of line up for one thing. And then if they're taking up too much space, like all this, they're in the way. And if you want to do that without using the mouse, it looks like you just do that. So not curly brace, bracket one way opens it, bracket the other way closes it, back and forth, back and forth. Errors and warnings. So supposedly this has errors in it. By pressing F8, you can navigate across them in sequence. So let's see what comes up. I didn't get this one to work. I don't know if this code has syntax errors. That one's not moving for me, so I'm not sure about this one. We highlight it and also do F8. We cannot. Snippets. You can greatly accelerate your editing through use of snippets. Simply typing try, selecting try catch. So there we go. Now we have a try catch line. So if you're, doing your best to catch your errors and do your try catches in your code, you don't have to type it all out. There's snippets available. And I believe you can even make your own snippets. So if you know that you're going to put in certain types of code over and over and over and over, you can create your own and set up hotkeys and things like that. And you'll be good to go. Yeah, the extension gallery includes snippets for almost every framework. You can also create your own user-defined snippet. Emmet takes the snippets idea a whole new level. You can type CSS-like expressions that can be dynamically parsed. Try it by selecting Emmet, expand abbreviation, edit from the edit menu. I don't know what that means. Edit. Whoa. Okay, can I undo that? Let's undo that and see what that did again. So UI greater than li.item times 5. Okay, so it knew to bust that out into a UL block with li class item 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Neat. The Emmet cheat sheet is a great source of Emmet syntax suggestions. So I've never worked with Emmet. That's really cool though. JavaScript type checking, sometimes type checking and da-da-da-da-da. By putting that in, it does all this cool stuff. I don't work that much with JavaScript. So remember, if you need to get to this, it's right here up in help and right here in the editor playground. Now, one thing that I want to absolutely drill into everyone's head, Control-Shift-P. Anything you need to do in VS Code can be done from this wonderful command line area. So learn how to do it. Learn how to hit Control-Shift-P and then start typing. You're not going to get faster using your mouse all the time. You need to use Control-Shift-P, like boom, 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 git clone, bang, boom, clone from GitHub. It's going to pick my repo because it's already been in there, because that's what I'm going to work with. So, but that was what, 3 or 4 clicks, 3 or 4 types on the keyboard, and we were there, as opposed to clicking over here, or even, yeah, and then finding all your stuff and blah, 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 blah. Not worth it. Now, another cool thing is that they have a tips and tricks section on the Visual Studio Code website. And I'll put this link down in the description. Watch these videos, follow along with these guides. It's going to go through a lot of the stuff I just went over. It's going to give you this wonderful cheat sheet for macOS, Windows, and Linux, because VS Code's available for all of them, and it just helps you work. Quick open, look at that. Type question mark to view command suggestions. This is the greatest thing about VS Code, is how much it can help you. Again, if you don't want to use VS Code, there is a open source community version that doesn't have all the Microsoft hooks in it. So I understand not wanting to deal with Microsoft too much, so there you go. Control K, Control S will bring up your keyboard shortcuts, and you can configure your own shortcuts, which is really cool too. So maybe, as you can see, when I'm doing stuff, I come over here and I click this and I go here. I could probably set that up as shortcuts if it doesn't already have shortcuts. And then that will get me going even faster. So there's video tutorials here. You can reach out on Twitter, feature requests, report an issue, tons of stuff, all in this help guide. And it's actually help. It's not just an about page and looking for updates, but it has those features. You can even open your Process Explorer to see what VS Code's doing. And there you go. So that's it for our second video. That is a more deep dive video into VS Code. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. Again, don't forget to look down below in the comments for a link to the tips and tricks, or just click help in VS Code and go to tips and tricks, and it'll take you directly to that website. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.